house animals and get them adopted. We are a no-kill shelter, so we actually will keep them until they find a home. A lot of great volunteers. On record, we have upward of 500. In reality, we have maybe about 100 active volunteers at a time. Some people are awesome and they come in way more often. We do ask a minimum of 6 hours a month, which is really nothing. But there are some wonderful people out there, and they do a huge benefit for the shelter, especially for the dogs who need to be walked every day and the cats who need to be socialized. Our volunteers are fantastic. If anyone's ever interested in volunteering, they can go online, go to the webpage buttehumane.org. There is a bit of a process. You do have to apply. You can't just come down and start playing with dogs, because we want to make sure you know what you're doing. We want to make sure that the animals are safe and that you're safe, and that both them and you are getting the most out of the volunteer experience.
So how long does that process take? Say I wanted to become a volunteer.
So you want to become a volunteer. All right, so you're going to go online, you're going to apply. It does take a couple of days because it's kind of a manual step-by-step process. So you go online, you apply, you got to buy a t-shirt so that you know you're a volunteer. We don't go try to chase it down the road when you're walking with our dogs. And then you'll do an online orientation. And everyone who's taken it says that they love it. It's a lot of reading, and you do an assessment afterward, but you get to open it up in a window when you do the assessments. Just make sure you did read it. But everyone's always really grateful for the information, because it helps them to become more effective volunteers.
Okay.
And then you'll do a shadow shift, because we've just unloaded a ton of information on you, and you'll want to put it into practice. So then you'll come in, you'll do that.
All right, last one on volunteers. How about, like, I'm kind of interested. So say, like, what kind of benefits am I getting for being a volunteer here?
Well, how do you like to have that on your resume? That's one.
Anything with that?
Also, exercise. When you've been volunteering with the dogs for about 15 hours, or we're comfortable with you handling our dogs, you can take them off property. Go hiking, go to Upper Park, and have a blast with them. They love it. It gets them out, gets some exposure, and you get you exercise, and it's a win-win. After a while, you can even take them home overnight, so you can kind of rent a dog.
And then you just eventually just. We're here with Shelby, the Butte Humane Society.
I'm training them.
Shelby, right?
Yes.
First question. We want to know how many staff members you guys have.
In Butte Humane Society in total, or just in our adoptions department?
Just in total.
23, 24, somewhere around there.
Okay. What are you, Sean?
So how many animals do you guys currently have inside of the kennels?
So we can have the ability to house 29 dogs at any given time, and that's just in our kennel facility. We can also have dogs in foster, and then we also have a cat and kitten adoption floor over on Country Drive, so just a couple blocks over. And we can house up to 45 cats there too. So right now I think we are full, so we have 29 dogs in kennels with 2 in foster, and then we are pretty low on cats. We have about 15 cats right now.
What is foster?
So basically, if someone goes through our fostering process, they have the ability to take care of an animal in their home. So instead of them having to be in a kennel environment when they're uncomfortable and things like that, they can be raised in a home, so they actually become really acclimated to an adopter's home afterwards.
Okay. All right, another one. What is Butte Humane Society?
Butte Humane Society is a nonprofit organization that's sole mission is to care for our cats and dogs in our community. And spay and neuter is really big for us as well. We have a spay and neuter clinic at our cat adoption center, so we have low cost spay and neuters and vaccines and stuff, just so we can educate the public as well how important it is. The world overpopulated with kittens and puppies, and a lot of breeds are really prevalent in shelters, so we'd like to educate that it's always best to spay and neuter.
And so you said that the dog area was like full, so how long would a dog have to wait to get into the kennel?
So we get 100% of our dogs from the city of Chico, which we share the property with. They do all the stray holes and surrenders, and when they feel it's right, they request a transfer, so then they go through a transfer process with us. If we intake them, they go in the kennels. So we have those 29 kennels, and then we also have a little bit of leeway as well, because if they transfer 32 dogs in a certain amount of time, then we can house them there at the same building as well.
Okay.
In the meantime.
Oh, okay. Just a couple more.
Sure.
What made you choose Butte Humane Society?
Believe it or not, I'm actually working my dream job. So I'm the
Really?
adoption supervisor here. Yep, always since I was later on in high school, always wanted to work in a shelter environment. I used to volunteer when I lived in Orville at their shelter and learned a lot of their
I've been there before.
downsides and positives and stuff, and knew that it was something I was interested in. So, second to being a canine police officer, this is my dream job.
That's pretty cool.
So how long will animals typically stay before they get adopted?
Our turnover rate is about 28 days. That's with
good.
our puppies and highly adoptable dogs that are here for very short amount of times, and then that's an average between that and our dogs that are here long term. So we currently have a dog that's been with us 2 years ongoing, and then a couple that have been a year plus or close to a year.
How long have you been here?
I've worked here since August of 2016.
Oh,
No,
advisor.
yeah,
Great.
2016.
Moved up.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
more
that's
time?
all of our questions. That's all
Awesome.
of mine. Thank you
you
very
guys.
much.
No problem.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too. Your name?
I'm Kimar.
Kimar?
I'm Sean.
Sean. Awesome. You guys work with Rainer?
Yeah.